Tell me if I got this parenting moment right. I've got 7 daughters, and 2 of them missed the bus the other day to junior high. I was out on my workout, and they texted me, "Hey, we missed the bus." They told Siri to set a timer, and they did the math wrong. So I've got to take them to school. It blows up my morning, about an hour out of my way. And on the way to school, we're talking about consequences, and one of my daughters says, "Dad, you're always teaching us about mercy at church. How about a little mercy?" And I scowl at her in the rearview mirror of my truck. Like, oh, good one. So how do we handle that as parents? How do we decide when to apply mercy and when there should be serious consequences for the actions of our children? For example, I have a 5-year-old son who often does crazy things. So if he knocks something over in my garage and does $1,000 of damage to my truck, am I going to expect him to work that off? Of course not, right? We apply mercy in that case. That's what we do as parents, just like the God of the universe does for us. Why? Because he wants us to grow and progress and make mistakes and be forgiven for those, because he just wants us to keep going. And so I believe that we're in the right as parents when we look at the consequences and potential mercy applied to our children for their mistakes, right? In many cases, we step in and we take on the price for their sins, so to speak, or their mistakes, so to speak. Why? Because we should be focused on their growth and progression. And sometimes we have to pay the cost for that. And so how do I make the choice for my daughters, in this case, when they have made a mistake, in this case, wronged me? As a loving parent, how do I handle that? How do I make sure that they get the consequence that will be the most formative or educational in their training, and also be a deterrent for them in the future so that they can grow? So I feel like if I look at it through that lens, I'm making good parenting choices. However, in this case, I was wronged, and the thing I came up with for them to do to make it up to me was to wash my truck. It takes about an hour. They blew up an hour of my morning. That seems like a fair trade. What do you guys think?